All right. Welcome to our show, everyone. Get to know your neighbor is the show. I'm your host, Cameron Gieseman with Gieseman Homes, and each week we interview local neighbors and businesses of Fishers, Indiana, and share their story with you. Don't forget to click the like button, post an emoji, comment below, and if you have a friend or business that we could showcase, please feel free to share this video with them. We're always trying to find new companies and maybe startups even in Fishers. That's kind of one of our goals recently, is to try to find some new startups. So if you know of anybody for that, let us know as well. Tonight, we are interviewing Gina Melvin, owner of Gina Celeste Boutique. Gina started the boutique about 2 years ago, which I actually think is longer. So I will ask her that. But I think it's 2 years ago, and has been growing like wildfire. The boutique actually caters to all sizes and is one of the few that is all inclusive from a size perspective. So what does that mean? For someone who wants to buy a size small, it goes all the way up to 3X, and she'll kind of talk about that a little bit more. I love that about her boutique, just because I know that there's a lot of people that want to have both sizes, right? And so that's just really great. It's here in Fishers, which again, I love. You can shop online, pick it up at her house, which is really great. So I know a lot of us local people like to just be able to pick up instead of not pay for that delivery fee. So she has been so kind to offer a $75 gift card to one lucky winner. So keep watching for that opportunity as well. So please welcome Gina Melvin. Now I got to go over and find her. We'll find her. There she is.
Hi. Hello.
Hey.
Everyone.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am good. It's finally sunny outside.
Yeah. Yes.
It was muggy and gross and yucky.
Last week we had snow. We just can't keep up.
I know, right? From snow one week to 80 degrees.
Yeah.
Just 7 days. Like it's
right. Why not? Why not?
Indiana.
Yes.
That's what we call it.
Yeah.
Well, tell us what we always start with the Fishers question. So what do you love most about living in Fishers, and or how did you get here?
So fun story. So I am not a Hoosier native. I originally grew up in Phoenix, Arizona. I met my husband, who is a Indiana native. He is from Lebanon originally. After kind of ping-ponging around the state and around the city, we have ended up in Fishers. We have been here for, I believe this March was 5 years. I lose track sometimes, but favorite part of living here is just seeing the growth that's coming here and all the businesses and just the people. I think Fishers is a great diverse community. It's got a lot going on, a lot of different, like I said, businesses coming in, activities. We have a great neighborhood that we live in, so we're super thankful for that. But just a good place to be. There's always something to do. There
is. I always like when I get the magazine of all the things, because there's always, I feel like there's stuff for everybody, right?
Agree.
Kids, older, outdoorsy, like all the different stuff. So, well, I'm asking this question somewhat again because I kind of mentioned it, but tell us about your story from how you landed in Fishers all the way to then opening up an all-inclusive clothing boutique, because I feel like that's not something that people dream about.
Yeah, good point. So like I said, I am originally from Phoenix, Arizona. I grew up there. You can see by my cactus behind me. So I like to pay homage to that in a lot of my branding and everything. But my husband and I met when we were in college through a mutual friend. We did long distance for a couple years. I finished at Arizona State. He was at Purdue. So we did long distance for 3 years.
That's not close.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not close at all.
How come? I'm gonna sidebar.
Yeah.
How did you not get him to go to Arizona and you came to Indiana?
Great question. So I'm going to say cost of living first. It's the first thing that pops up. But he had some job opportunities within the state, and I am a little bit more of a free spirit. So I can go where the wind blows me, which, pun intended, literally took us to Oklahoma. So we were there for 2 years while he was in graduate school. me coming from the fourth largest city in the United States to a small town in Oklahoma
Yeah.
was definitely a big shift for me. But I was like, all right, we're going to make this work. After he graduated, we were in South Bend for 3 years. He worked for the University of Notre Dame. And during that time, I kind of did some retail jobs, different things. And same thing, we moved to Whitestown after we left South Bend. This was in 2015, I believe. So I worked retail there. I've worked in distribution, wholesale, drop shipping, lots of different aspects of the retail business. Previous to me owning Shop Gina Celeste, I was with a large direct sales clothing company.
Okay.
So I learned a lot through that, and I just saw a pretty big disparity in the industry, both for the type of boutique that I wanted to curate and that I would shop at. And with being with this company, I found a lot of women couldn't find their sizes in one spot. They had a friend, maybe they're one friend's a size 16, one friend's a size 6. They couldn't go into the same store, or at least a small business, and shop together. So that was definitely kind of my big drive to create something like this. It took many years. Also, fun fact, I do not have a degree in fashion whatsoever. I actually have a history degree. So I was going to be a secondary ed teacher, but when you graduate during the recession, that's a no-go. But whole nother story for a whole nother day. But yeah, definitely lots of, I would say, on the job training got me to where I am today.
So you saw kind of that missing piece, right? But even with that missing piece, I feel like that's still hard to find.
Yeah.
Like, I think the big brands, right? Like, is that normal in a big brand? I don't know a lot of this. Does a big brand usually go from like an extra small all the way up to the 3X?
Depends. Now, if you go into like a big box store, Target, Walmart, different places like that, JCPenney, yes, now they're compartmentalized. Oftentimes, I would say there's definitely been a very large shift in the past 3-4 years for true inclusiveness, whereas they don't have sections almost. I always laugh. Growing up, like I'm 5'3", so we would always grow up, search for my mother's the same, petite sections. Well, you'd have to go to a separate store, buy petites, tall, same thing for curvy women, similar. So trying to create something, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Trying to create something where it's a one-stop shop, and a lot of the large stores are becoming more inclusive in the past year, where you can walk in no matter what size you are and purchase. Like I said, if you've got those friends of different sizes, or a lot of women I'm finding are kind of, they teeter between that, what some stores call regular sizing, which I hate that term, and some stores call a curvy or a plus size. So you're kind of on that 12-14 gauge. And if you don't fit into the size large, sometimes you're kind of SOL at the store. So having an opportunity to be like, hey girl, you're totally fine. We've got that in an XL, all in the same spot. So,
well, what I was going to say is kind of what you kind of said a little bit, but what I found interesting is when I asked you, like, when I find something in a small, then like when I go with friends, I'm going to reverse it. Because I am tall. I'm lengthy. All the arms are like the downside. I need to find the boutique that actually like doesn't think that when you're taller, you're larger.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, that's what I play into. Like all of a sudden, I have to go to a large or an extra large, which people are always shocked at, right? Because I'm skinny, right? And so people are like, "You're a large or extra large in some stuff." I'm like, "Yes, because not because of this, but because of this, the arm." And so what I found interesting is when you said, because I can't shop with my friends, I can't do it because what they're going to get in one item, right? I can never find then in my size. So what you were saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, if I look at your boutique, I can find a size small in like this shirt, and I can find this shirt in a 3XL.
Correct. Yeah. So when I source, I only source an item that comes in a full size range. So small through 3XL. Now, I tell this to all my like customers, my friends, size tags are completely subjective and relative. Like they don't mean anything. You go to one store and be a size large, but go to the next store and be a size medium. So I always give measurements, fit guidances, things like that. Because really the size on the tag doesn't determine your swag. Now, I will say there is a very, very large disparity in the industry from a sourcing perspective.
Okay.
For me as a small business to be able to get items that are truly inclusive, both from a size perspective and also from like a height perspective for my petite and my tall ladies. I was at market a couple weeks ago and I was searching for something pretty simple, you would think, white denim jeans. So something that you would think, you know, I can run into Target and pick up and do whatever. But I have a lot of, you know, women who are wanting to support and shop small, which is amazing. My friend and I, when we were there, we went vendor to vendor and I'm like, all right, I need white jeans. I need them in X size to X size. Do you have these? And they would say no. So we drove ourselves crazy trying to find these. And then the next week I go to the mall to pick up some things and I can walk into a store and they have them. So it's tough sometimes as a small business to be able to serve your customers in a way that they're looking to shop when you don't even have access yourself to the sourcing opportunities. You know, there are lots of boutiques both here in Indianapolis, around the area, who do source their own products. Maybe someday Shop Gina Celeste will get to that level.
What does that mean? Explain what you mean by that. Because one of my questions was like, what is it like sourcing all-inclusive size? Because you've kind of gone down that path, but like explain what you mean by that of like,
good question.
Because I didn't understand what you were just saying.
So a little bit of kind of the behind the scenes, how I shop normally. So as a small business boutique, for example, there's lots of different websites and vendor relationships that I've established over the past few years. So when I go and shop, what I start out and I do first is I look at what's available in curvy sizes, because oftentimes a vendor doesn't create the same garment in a small through large and a 1X through 3X. They'll be more selective as to what they cut in a plus size. Because who knows why. But so I kind of do a reverse search. So I'll find some blouses, some skirts, some different things that come in a 1X through 3X size run in. More often than not, they'll also be available for my small through large ladies as well. So that's kind of how I reverse engineer shop and go that way. And then when I was at market this past couple weeks, I would go into a booth and usually the vendors would have sectioned off, all right, these are our curvy styles. These are our small. So I start at the curvy rack. And again, I work backwards. And I kind of.
Because you find that the curvy typically will go down, but the down doesn't go up.
Yes. So there's been many of times that I've started in the opposite way and I've been like thoroughly disappointed. So there are more often than not, I leave things in my cart or like on the chopping block that just don't come in full size runs. When I first got started, I was like, okay, I'll bring in some styles in these sizes and some sizes in these, and it just doesn't work. Because oftentimes we have that FOMO type mentality. We're like, well, I want what they're wearing. And so different things. I know, speaking to, like you said, you know, you're tall, and that's been a challenge. A lot of vendors now are cutting jeans, especially in longer inseams. So trying to get those has been good. And then also looking at different, you know, skirts, making sure I have skirts and dresses to fit women of all heights and different things like that. So definitely being super conscious. I can't sometimes as a small business serve everybody at one time, but I do try to get them all, you know, under the tent at some point, so they don't feel left out all the time.
Can I have a request?
Yeah.
When you get that tall thing, can you just text me and go, Cameron, I found this tall thing.
Yes.
Because it is hard. You don't realize it until you start to try to wear the item. Like I can buy stuff at Gap and I can buy certain stuff, but like skirts or dresses are really hard because the butt of where a non-tall person's butt sits is not where my butt is. And so somebody's butt is in the lower part of my back.
Yeah. Yeah. So definitely, yeah, proportions are a big thing.
Both,
you know, height and
short and tall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to roll up your jeans 8 times to
right.
Like, I always joked that it doesn't work this way, but it was my mind of like, at least when you're petite, you can cut it off. It doesn't always really work the same way because proportionally, you're still not like your thighs aren't the same length, your shins aren't the same length. So it all affects, right?
Yeah.
So it's hard to try to like have all that. So it's interesting. So you won't take any that really any clothes, it sounds like, unless they're all of them.
Correct. Yes. So if I can't get it in all the sizes, I don't stock it in. There has been times when I order things and due to supply chain, different things, the vendor either doesn't send it to me. They're like, oh, we canceled that item. And they just send me, you know, a certain block of sizes that isn't totally inclusive.
Right.
And, you know, I'm like, I don't want it, guys. Like that's not the platform that I built my business on. There are some, you know, boutiques out there who do it and they've made it work, and more, you know, power to anybody and anybody's business model. It's just not the business model that I wanted to set up.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah.
How many, when you went down that path, right? When you started to decide to do that, did you have an idea? Did you have an idea of what your most popular size was going to be? And then were you surprised when you found out what it is, or did you assume and you got it kind of right of what it is? Like what the normal size is?
Yeah, it's definitely shifted. So I would say when I first started out, I was selling a lot of smalls and mediums because that was the size that I wear. I do most of my modeling, you know, by myself. I do have a curvy model right now. She's awesome. She's about a size 18, 20. So when I first started out, it was smalls and mediums were selling out like quick. Now I can't keep larges, extra larges, and 2Xs in stock. So I think there's been this shift. And I found for a lot of shoppers, especially my curvy shoppers or mid sizes, the industry is calling some women now, which I hate that word again.
Mid? That's what they're calling it?
So they're calling the people who are kind of on that bridge of the not quite curvy sizes. And again, the industry kind of uses this term regular sizing. Usually it's if you are a pant size between like a 12 and a 16.
Okay.
When a lot of stores kind of miss that entire kind of group of women, which is the biggest, you know, population group of women.
I think that's a big group, right?
Size 14 is the average size of a woman in the United States. So I think for my business, speaking you know, with this, it takes a lot for a woman kind of in that size range to build up trust with the business. Yeah. Probably similar to you too, like with finding appropriate tall items.
Right.
You know, you're not going to go into a store multiple times that didn't serve you or serve your needs that you were looking for. So it's the same thing for women looking for a certain size. Once they know your business and know they can come back week after week and you'll have something to fit them, they are going to, you know, be more supportive of your business, and those items are going to sell through faster. Whereas on the flip side, the smalls and the mediums, those are pretty common sizes. They can find those anywhere. Not saying that those women aren't, you know, still beautiful and worthy and everything, but definitely that kind of 12 to 16 size range as of late has been
what Marilyn Monroe was, right?
Yes.
Like,
Absolutely.
She was 12, 14. Now, mind you, my grandmother has pants that are like my favorite pants. I've kept them to this day. I don't think I'll ever fit into them, but they're, so the front is like pink and yellow, and the back panel is green and blue. So it's like panel pants.
Yeah.
I think those say that they're a size 12.
Yeah.
And I think that they've got to be like a size 4.
Yeah. Sizing over the years has changed. I always joke that I remembered I'm an elder millennial. Like I'll call myself out on that. I was in high school and middle school when Hollister was becoming a really big thing and low-rise jeans. So I am scarred for life with sizing and different things like that. So I think a lot of women grow up in this kind of mentality of you had to fit into a certain size, you had to be a certain size, when in actuality, nobody knows what the heck letter or number is on your tag.
Nope. Does it look good on you?
Yeah, does it look good on you? I know a lot of us, that's a big thing to unpack with, you know, self-image and self-worth. But I always say too, like, I've met the most insecure size 2s and I've met the most secure size 22.
Yes.
So really it's you got to rock out what you have, size.
And it's all deceptive because what
Absolutely.
is a size like 8'10" on me is an 8'10" on you, and we might not look
correct.
It's so, because people are always, again, I get this all the time. You're a what? And I'm like, yes, but you have to remember, I'm 5'11". Like there's a lot of room, right? Like we jokingly, which I have to get back to this question. One of the girls in my book club, I messaged all of them and I was like, hey, I think we're all about the same size t-shirts. What size are you guys all? And I kind of knew it because I feel like I've been in this for a long time, because I always run into people that are like, you're not that size. I'm like, yes, I am, this sort of thing. And so they all texted, they all messaged their size. And I was like, see, we're all the same. Like that you put us in a row and we all look different.
Correct. Yeah.
You know, so it's crazy. So my girlfriend asked, did you ever find, because clearly she wants these white jeans. Did you ever find the white jeans?
Yes, I did find the white jeans. Luckily, after lots of searching, hopefully they should be here in either the next week or few weeks, different things. That's another thing too, I'll put out there just for myself and any other small business right now, guys. Shipping is crazy.
Oh, it's awful.
Trying to get stuff in. So, be kind to your small business. You know, obviously Target's got their whole supply chain going down, but you know, we depend heavily on our local post office and UPS drivers. So yeah, they're coming. It's a coming, and we'll do white jeans. I'll have swimwear coming, all the fun stuff.
Oh my gosh, swimwear?
Yeah. We did.
That had to have been hard, Gina.
It was challenging. Last year was the first year I brought in a size inclusive swimwear run, and kind of back to that whole self-worth image thing. I kind of talked to myself up. I maybe had a shot or two prior, but I took photos of myself in the swimwear and put it out there. Yeah. So we will do that again this year. I have swimwear that comes small through 3XL. It covers what needs to be covered, and all of those fun things. So that will come out too.
I love that.
Yeah.
What is the average prices at the boutique? And can you show us some of the stuff?
Yeah, definitely.
So that people can see it?
So everything, I would say, with the exception of like during winter, I had some outerwear pieces. Everything is under $60. I would say the median price point, you're going to be anywhere between like 35 and 45. I like to source products that are quality. I definitely like to have something that's going to be seasonless, different things like that, like nice blouses you can wear to work, brunch with the ladies, date night, out to the wineries, whatever you need to do.
I love that.
Yeah, so definitely quality. So some things like, but we always have to have some comfort, because if 2020 taught us anything, it was like loungewear is king or queen.
If I showed you, I have a cute top and then I'm wearing
it's the Zoom mullet, right? It's the Zoom mullet. So this one I debuted on Tuesday. I do new arrivals every Tuesday on Facebook.
Okay, what does it say?
So this says, I'm not a regular mom, I'm a cool mom. So if you're familiar with Mean Girls, we've got this thing. So we've got the graphic tees, which are still very, very popular this year. Tie-dye's been a big thing. We've kind of moved away from the unicorn tie-dye, like the rainbow, to more of this like muted colors. So this shirt, super comfy. A lot of my customer bases are moms, working moms, busy moms.
I love that.
So they want comfort, they want style. So graphic tees are still big. Something else too that's been kind of a big thing really for the past few years has been skirts. So this one, I'll back up just a little bit. Yes, queen.
I want
So
that.
we've got a gorgeous midi skirt here. So this, I don't know if the camera's picking up the true color. This is going to be kind of like a dusty rose color.
Yes.
Yes. So really good midi skirts I like because they're intended to sit at the natural waist,
Okay.
which is good. Really on many different body shapes, apple shape, hourglass, like a rectangle shape. So, and these, I have a lot of women who are like, I don't know how to wear skirts. Put it with a graphic tee, leather jacket or a jean jacket, do some sneakers. That's been a really big trend the past few years. I saw a lot of that at market still, a lot of the cool, like fun sneakers. So this is something we
really
debuted,
comfy.
and then we have it in green too. So this is another one that will come. Again, these are full inclusive in their size ranges. So that's been.
It's my way of dressing up and by not dressing up.
Yeah, well, it's good and it's comfortable. You know, a lot of people are still like boycotting jeans.
Yes,
which we do. We have a lot of denim shorts here at Shop Genius. I'm going to grab one of them off camera here real quick. So we do a lot of denim shorts. So here's an example kind of one of the denim shorts that we got in. So these are more of a Bermuda length. I don't know if the light's freaking out a little bit, but
it's good.
These are a 9-inch inseam, so longer right here. And then you've got a 10-inch rise. So they come up a little bit higher. You don't have to yank them up, pull them down. And the best thing is,
they're
stretchy. Yes. So we don't do none of those like super, rigid, tight jeans. I'll give the viewers at home a little secret, whether you're shopping denim from myself or anywhere. If you're looking for stretchy, you want the item to have at least 3 fabrics. So cotton, spandex, and maybe a polyester in there or a rayon. But if you are looking at jeans and they're just cotton or they're a cotton spandex, that's how you get that saggy diaper booty jean. Yeah. And nobody wants that.
I love that.
Yeah. That's kind of, So you always want to have at least 3. If you find 4 fabrics, that's like creme de la creme there. But at least 3 fabrics in your denim jean, and they'll be stretchy, but they will not stretch out.
That's what I hate. Some stretchies, I think that's Old Navy. They stretch out and then they have that saggy.
Yes. Yeah. So we stock. We have a couple different denim lines here. Judy Blue is a really well-known one in the boutique world. We carry cans on occasion as well. And the nice thing about these denim runs is customers and fans know what size they fit into. So whenever they shop, even if I'm getting different styles in, they know what they can buy. Because that's a challenge too with online. You just don't know what size you're going to get.
Right.
Or what size you should purchase.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I am going to get to the question because we are getting short on time, but I do still have more questions. We might just go over, Gina, because this is just good.
Good.
Sometimes you just got to continue because it's good stuff. Let me go to the banners real quick. So we are doing the giveaway. So anybody that's still watching, I have a feeling Lindy's going to jump on this real fast because she's very excited, which I love. Let me find it. Adam's not here. Okay, so this is how the giveaway works. She's offering $75 gift certificate. The first person who answers first and correctly wins. I changed the question, Gina, because we didn't talk about it, which is totally fine. So I changed it to where is Gina from? And you said the city, didn't you?
I did.
You said city and state. So I'm going to request that you have to say city and state. Let's see if she was paying attention. Okay. I'm going to go back to the questions real quick because So one of the things that I really loved is when you were mentioning, like if somebody purchases something and then, like for me, I'm going to use me as the example because here's the thing. I have a real hard time shopping. And so if I purchase something, and let's say, at least if you're in Fishers, or I guess if you're not in Fishers also, what is your return policy? How does that work? Like, so that people kind of understand what we're looking at.
Absolutely. So I have a 7-day return policy. As long as you get it, as tags aren't popped, you try it on, you're like, this isn't for me. We can swap out a couple different ways. If you're local, we offer local both pickup for your orders, and we can swap out for exchanges, returns. I have all that information on my website. Makes it super easy to do. If you are not local, then you can ship the item back. And if it's a replacement that's needed, I will ship that free to you. So, and we also offer on our website too, there's a chat function too. So if you're on there, we do have size guides as well. But if you're like, hey, I'm not quite sure, can I get a little bit more insight on this particular style? We have that on there that we can respond during customer service hours. And then also too, I like to use, like I have my curvy model. She's amazing. And then also some customer testimonials as well to kind of help too. Because I think that's important when we shop. We want to know what other women were buying and wearing.
Yes. Yes. I like, at least for me, a lot of times it is the length in the arms and then the length in the legs or the inseam, because that's what helps me a ton. Arms is probably the biggest thing. T-shirts, it doesn't matter. Tank tops, it really doesn't matter. Dresses just are hard to find. So it's difficult. Do you have any other tips, like you said, that is like for those jeans? Do you have other like tips that we should look at when we're on your site or other places
shopping different things? I would always say that's a good question. You know, like in terms of fit, like stretch, you always want to look for like that tri-blend stretch. I think the biggest kind of misconception too in the retail industry oftentimes is when you see something that has polyester in it, you're like, oh, it's going to be itchy. It's going to be scratchy.
Right.
They have came a long way with polyester.
Yeah.
Oftentimes I get blouses that have almost like a suede-like feel to them, and they have a polyester. And so don't discount if you see polyester like it's going to be cheap. This isn't 1970s polyester.
Right. Is polyester what you can't like wash and dry?
Sometimes, depending upon the composition of it. That's another thing too that brings me to something. So oftentimes, and I'm probably gonna get like, you know, I'm not a dry clean person. I'll say that. Oftentimes, no.
If it can't be washed and dried,
yes. Yeah, I do have some great dry cleaners in the Fishers area that I love. But oftentimes I get a lot of messages from women. They purchase something and they say, it says dry clean only. What do I do? Most of our washers now have settings, delicates, different things. You can put them in, you know, the washing machine. And my biggest recommendation for anything, if you're getting a nicer blouse for work or if it's a cardigan, the dryer is where it gets killed. That's, you know, to be frank, like as long as you are washing it on a cold, delicate setting, and either laying flat laying flat for sweaters or anything that's in knit, you can hang up blouses such as this, things that aren't going to stretch. But don't be intimidated too if you see something that says dry clean only. You can absolutely take to the dry cleaner, but as long as you take care of it properly and just avoid heat with it, you should be good.
I have a suit coat that's dry clean only that I am embarrassed to say this, but I have never dry cleaned it.
Yeah.
And it's never been washed. And I would say it's probably, I think it's before my children were born.
Yeah.
That's a good 14 or 15 years. So do not smell me when I'm in that. It's one of my favorite suit coats. I don't know why. I spray it with like stuff.
Yeah. And some items you're not supposed to wash frequently, like jeans, for example. Most people don't know this. You are absolutely not supposed to wash jeans after every wear. And some people freak out when they hear that. And others are like, I've never washed my jeans in my life. So actually, Levi Strauss, way back in the day, made a recommendation that you should never wash your jeans. And if you need to sanitize them, you should put them in a Ziploc bag and put them in the freezer for 24 hours. And the cold will kill off the bacteria or any scents that are on there. Yep. So,
but I feel like my jeans do need to be washed.
I think, yes, there are definitely some extenuating circumstances when we're like, okay, we might need to, but I would definitely say with denim, especially don't wash them frequently, especially those ones like we talked about with the multi fabrics in them. Oftentimes when you wash them, especially in hot water, or dry them with heat, it'll break down the spandex in the jeans.
Oh, okay.
And that can also contribute to saggy diaper booty.
Saggy
And we
diaper
don't want
booty.
that. So.
No, I have to admit, I've really started we just wash in cold.
Yeah.
And then I do like the lowest heat, like it's almost like it's air.
Yeah.
It takes longer.
Yeah.
But I feel like our clothes don't get as bad.
It's kind of it's a time swap almost, or like a value swap. It's like, I want to invest in these nicer pieces, these more quality pieces. They may take a little bit longer to care for, but in the long run, it's going to be a better value for you.
Right. I 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay. How can we as a community help Gina?
So I would say first and foremost, referrals, shopping. Yes, shopping. I say this every week when I do my live sale. I get a lot of women that pop on. If right now is just not the time for you, that you need a new outfit or clothing, share it with somebody who does. There's lots of ways to support not just myself, but other small business owners that don't have to be a monetary exchange. Sharing out our profile. We're on Facebook, Instagram. Tagging somebody in an outfit. You're like, hey, Julie, you would look super cute in this dress. Things like that. And then just keeping us in mind for whenever you do need something. We offer gift cards as well, different things like that. So that's kind of just the biggest thing, is referrals, and just knowing we are here for you whenever you are ready for that new piece or outfits.
I told people it's Mother's Day.
Yes, Mother's Day is coming up. We just put up on the website like a little Mother's Day curated collection. Moms this year, moms love the breakfast in bed, spa pedicures, things like that. But tote bags, blouses, loungewear, different things like that. We've got lots of different stuff up on the website that you can kind of help select something. And then again, if you're not quite sure, gift cards, super easy.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
Well, we are nearing the end, so I'm going to ask the last question, what is your favorite part of your business?
Excellent question. It's definitely a multi-point thing. I would say just the people. Getting to meet different people every single time I do an event, every time somebody, checks out with me, and getting to send my items. I joke, they're going to their forever homes. Like, these are my foster children, and I'm like sending them to their forever homes. And I hope they just have a wonderful life with their new parent. So that's super exciting to me. And then just hearing how people found out about me and how some of these pieces have really helped positively impact their life. I think that's just the coolest thing, whether you're selling clothes, candles, real estate, anything like that. How is this purchase and this relationship really impacted somebody else's life in a positive way?
I love that. And I love your energy. I got introduced to you from somebody else, so I didn't even know about you. So that's what I love. So I started sharing you right away, because I was like, oh my gosh, check out this and go see this and stuff. So I really appreciate you taking the time to come on here tonight and kind of tell us your story and how you came about it and all of that. I know it's sometimes hard to always tell your story when you just want to talk about the business. So I appreciate you.
No, absolutely. Yeah. There's
telling me where you're from, which nobody really, let's see if anybody has said it yet. She said she's going to go back and watch it. Cause there's
no hints around me or anything.
I know, but that's a hard one, because I don't think, cause I asked for city and state.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That could be multiple states though.
True.
I can see that you have the tattoo on your arm too, though.
I do. Yes. That's another thing.
I love that. Well, thank you so much, Gina. For anybody that's still watching, let me tell you who we're interviewing next week. Next week, Thursday, May 6th, we are at 7:30. Again, we're interviewing Steve Roseman with Donate. He is actually a company that helps non-for-profits really build their business, make connections and all that. So we're excited about meeting with him. Gina, or anybody that's watching, if you know of anybody, again, that's looking at opening a business or has a business, or is just also, I feel like I have to say also, just really awesome people of Fishers. I know everybody goes to the business because there's something to, relate to from a business perspective, but I'm also looking for just awesome people fishers. So if you know of anybody. So Gina, thank you so much. Thank you for the $75 for one lucky winner. I'll get with you when someone responds. I have a feeling Lindy's going to be like,
Googling it.
yeah, right. I know. I don't think she Googled it. Something with a, oh yes. Lindy, yes, it's something with that plant that's right behind her. Hilarious. All right, Gina, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody,
for watching.
Everybody have a good night. Bye.
Bye.